Disabilities working at the Federal Aviation Administration for the deadly plane crash near Reagan National Airport here in Washington, D.C. The investigation is still ongoing. But what do you want people to better understand about what the president said?
The president's comments were horrific, and if I hadn't heard them myself, I wouldn't have believed them. The federal government has for a long time had different pathways of opportunity for disabled people. And I used one of those pathways when I became a federal employee almost 15 years ago. I was hired under the Schedule A hiring authority, which allowed my agency to hire me more quickly than through a standard process.
Okay.
But the important thing was that I still had to be qualified for my policy job that I was getting. For someone like myself, I would never be hired as an air traffic controller because I have no background in aviation or air safety. And so for all of these programs that are seeking to hire people with disabilities, those candidates still have to be qualified. And in many ways, they have to be overqualified because it is still.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising. I'm on my way to the get some garden supplies, and I'm listening to talk radio because I like to listen to talk radio and hear what's going on, get people's different opinions about stuff. And right now, what's been talking about is the moves by the new president and what he's doing with Doge and the tariffs and the our very, very extreme debt. The country, people, has been allowed to get into $30 trillion of debt, which is beyond amazing. And you see all the work that Doge is doing, uncovering all the government contract corruption. I mean, the corruption in government right now is so extreme, and how the other presidents before Trump allowed this to happen, I think should be criminal. There hasn't been an audit done on the government agencies as far as their budget. These folks have been ripping the taxpayers off in the amount of billions. And we're not going to talk about this Ukraine war that we had. The last president just signed off and gave hundreds of billions, over $1 trillion to Ukraine, which is ridiculous. And now these folks are crying about what this new president's doing, trying to save America? It's crazy. It's crazy. And as far as if you didn't hear the last caller talking about the crash, the civilian airplane crash that killed 67 people, and how the air traffic controllers the government allowed a person to be hired that shouldn't have been hired, and how the Black Hawk was given the instruction to fly higher than it was supposed to due to fraudulent management at the air traffic controller agency. That's ridiculous, people. There has to be a change. There has to be a change now. And this is not about liking Trump or not liking Trump. I'm an independent, and it's about doing the right thing. The tariffs have to happen, and all this government corruption has to be looked at, and it has to be taken care of. So, and man, The American people are finally seeing what a disgrace our government has become now. And like Trump or don't like Trump, he's doing the right thing. I'm just going to leave it at that. And for the record, I'm independent. I'm not Republican or I'm not Democrat. So that's the way I've always voted. I voted for what I see is right. And right now, the country's messed up. $30 trillion in debt. And this president's doing what he can to fix it. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna go out here and get some more stuff from my food forest and head back home. Have a nice Monday.